Hi, I'm Joe Luce. I'm the director of the Whitco Career Academy, and we're going to start our first episode of WCA Weekly. And I thought a great way to start it would be have some students come down, some of our programs, tell us a little bit about themselves, some of the history maybe they had with being a part of the Career Academy last year, and then what's going on with their classes this year. So we're really excited to have students from the Engineering Academy and from the Education Professions Academy here today. It was great when they came in and we took a few moments to talk. I could tell the engineering students are up first because they're in uniform, and all of our students at the academy have uniforms. You can see as they're walking through the hallway what program they're in, and gives you a little idea of all the things that we offer. So to get started, I'd just like for you guys to introduce yourselves, your name, grade, what class you're in. I've just mentioned you're in the engineering program, but maybe specifically some of the engineering classes you're taking, and then just tell me a little bit about your interests and maybe why you're at the WCA.
Okay, I'm Kylie Fugit. I'm a senior, and I'm obviously in engineering. Classes include architecture, environmental, sustainability, and classes like that. And my interests:
sports, food, friends. You got to have some stuff you like.
Yeah, I'm interested in sports.
Family?
Definitely engineering. Definitely physical activities and helping others.
Great. Well, thanks for being here, and you did good. You did a really good job.
All right. Well, my name is Cade Berg. I'm also a senior, and again in engineering, along with the same class as Kylie's taking. I'm taking one one less class than her, only because over the summer the systems got messed up, so I will not be able to attend one of my classes, which does suck. But my interests include eating a lot of food. I like video games. I do like physical activity, sports. Baseball, but just all around, just trying to have a good time.
Good. I hope that coming out here you find it to be a good time. We like the Career Academy to have a different feel than traditional classroom setting, lots of project-based learning. The facility you have to do your engineering work is really state-of-the-art. So hopefully you're having a good time in the classes that you're in. What about last year? Tell me about last year, the first year the Career Academy opened. We were coming out of the pandemic and beginning a new school. What was it like? What classes did you take, and what motivated you to come back?
Well, at the beginning of the year, it was very hot. There was no AC in the building, so that was a great way to start it off. But we went right into coding, Vex robots, which we've worked with before, but it was all around a great time. We put together our own classroom piece by piece. We got our teacher ordered different stuff over the summer prior, so we put all those in as the school year went on. Education-wise, we were in and out of textbooks. It was more into software, diving into different types of software than anything. But when it came to we did more hands-on than anything else. So I was in the lab most of the year last year, day after day, just seeing when I could whip up.
I had a chance to see you a few times, and some great stuff you were working on.
Yeah, the start of the year was definitely chaotic, more so this year, just because last year we weren't in our classroom until 2 months into the school year, I believe, and we were just on mini laptops trying to code and work with our Lego robotics, and we've come a long way definitely from last year.
Last year it was the let's see here. Start over. You can edit that. But last year was the conclusion of the previous 16 months of planning for the Career Academy to open. And with COVID, we were pushed back, and we had to start, like you said, on laptops and different things. The air conditioning, was not functioning like it needed to be. But the one thing is the students and the teachers didn't let that stop them. And I knew that the vision was there. We had with our staff that if we were able to get through some of that, it'd be a great year. I thought it did pick up. It finished awesome, and then the beginning of this year has been a really good start. So I'm glad your classes are going well. How about telling me about your teacher? Mr. Sorg is, one of my favorites here at the Academy. I enjoy talking Purdue athletics with him. He's a big Purdue football and basketball fan, and every time I have a chance to go in his class, there's just a little different buzz, something special that's going on there. He seems to really be one of our elite teachers.
Yeah, when it comes to Sorg, he's definitely something different. He's always high in spirit. I've never really seen him, down. Like, he's definitely has way too much energy and too much for me. I don't get how he does it, but yeah, every day let's go, go, go. He doesn't like push you, but just enough to where you want to do stuff. Just all around good guy. He's a solid teacher. Just sometimes he does push a little too far, but can't help it.
Yeah, he's very energetic, and he's not like any other teacher I've ever had. So
he's extremely talented. He knows
for sure.
Knows his material. Has a good way of explaining it, and obviously the results you're producing and the things you're learning has a lot to do with the kind of teacher that he is. Well,
sure.
Thanks for being here today. Look forward to watching your success the rest of the year, and I know it was a little bit last minute. You guys did a fantastic job, and just really thankful that you shared what's going on in the engineering program. Thank you.
Yep. Well, thank you guys.
We're going to continue with the WCA Weekly and talk to a couple students from our Education Professions class. And Education Professions has students that are in the classrooms in the Whitco School District working as teacher assistants, learning how to be teachers. And we also have early childhood education where we have students that are in our Little Cats Learning Center that are working with our students that are under 5 years old, and just about the growth process, how they learn, and it's really a fascinating program. So if you guys don't mind, I'd love you to introduce yourselves. Again, tell me your name, grade, a little bit about why you selected to be in the program that you're in, and then some interests about each one of you.
My name is Jenica Johnson. I am a junior at Whitco Junior Senior High School. I am taking Education Professions. I am in the Little Cats Academy, and I am very interested in this class because it'll help me with a better understanding of how to run a classroom.
Fantastic.
I'm Jillian Starkweather, and I'm a junior at Whitco Junior Senior High, and I'm in a second grade class at South Woodley Elementary. Some of my interests are working with kids.
Anytime you get a chance to work with kids, it's great. So you did fantastic. I'm glad you're here. How about last year you guys were possibly deciding whether you wanted to continue to be in this program. What was your experience like last year, and what made you decide to be a part of Education Professions this year?
So I was not in Education Professions the first semester, but I decided to join second semester because the first class I was in wasn't something I was interested in. So when I took Education Professions, I went to Pierceton, and I got put in a fourth grade class, and at first it wasn't something I really wanted to be a part of because I didn't want to teach fourth grade. I wanted to teach little kids. Well, Mrs. Irwin put me into fourth grade, and it's absolutely one of my favorite grades in elementary.
All right, last year I experienced 2 different schools. The first semester I was at South Whitley and I did kindergarten, which I really enjoyed. In the second semester, we moved to Pierceton. I did first grade, which it was okay, but I liked the kindergarten better. I still enjoyed working with both of them very much.
The one thing that I think about Education Professions is we had cadet teaching before Education Professions began, and we had students that were going into classrooms, but were not getting a chance to do what you're doing. Could you tell me a little bit what makes the Education Professions a little bit different than just going into the classroom? Like what are you doing with Mrs. Irwin to get yourselves prepared to go in and teach?
So I feel like the difference between cadet teaching and what we are doing is that with cadet teaching, you don't really get the one-on-one experience. You really don't get to work with a big group of students. You get told, well, this is what you have to do. But in this class, you're able to go out and experience more. You get different grade levels. You get to work hands-on a lot more than just having to sit behind the desk or just sit there and watch kids do whatever. You get to actually help them, and it's a very fun experience.
Cadet teaching, I feel like you wouldn't get the same experience because you wouldn't have like activities that you'd have to do with the students. Like you'd probably just go into the classroom. We actually have stuff that we have to do, such as like working in small groups and teaching a lesson like to the whole class.
The thing I've enjoyed when I've talked to Mrs. Irwin was just what you just had a chance to explain, is that you're preparing small lessons for small groups. You are learning about lesson planning, and you do have expectations of different things you're checking off. So the other thing I was excited Mrs. Irwin was able to take on the early childhood education. So you're going to get an experience of doing the elementary teaching experience, but then you're also going to have a chance to do the early learning, so you can kind of see maybe what you like the best. With that, tell me a little bit about Mrs. Irwin. She does a great job. She's very energetic, very, very organized, and has really made this program special. But maybe what's some insight being in her class about her?
She gives a lot of insight about how a classroom is organized, like how different students can react. She gives us background of why a student may react, why they react, and how to handle the situation if a student is being disruptive. And she's very good at what she does.
How about some of the things that she's talked to you about? Anything specific that stands out?
We'll do activities each week, and she'll like show us how she would do these activities with certain grades, so we know how to teach it in different ways. Which
is important because you need to know how different students learn and how the age, affects, what their learning ability is. So, well, thank you both for coming. It was late notice. I hope that you're not mad at me because I made you come down here and do this. But, I wanted to have you showcase your class, and I wanted you to talk about what's going on in education professions and have a chance to talk about Mrs. Irwin. So thank you very much for being here. Keep up the good work. That wraps up our first week of the WCA Weekly. Look forward to talking to more students and teachers as we move through the school year, and hope that you tune in for our future podcasts.